Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel or the podcast, wherever you're listening to this. I am excited to start today. We are going to be talking about an exercise. I'm going to walk you through it on how to overcome toxic negative thought cycles. And the reason that I wanted to get into this today, because my journal entry this morning was, I feel like a failure today. And I'm going to walk you through how I process not only through my emotions, but the outcome that I came to today fairly quickly because of all the work that I've done to take my thoughts captive, rewire my subconscious. And so that's what we're going to be jumping into today. So this video, this podcast is going to be for the one who feels like maybe you're just not doing enough for God. Maybe you feel lost in your calling. Maybe you're feeling confused on what you're supposed to do. Maybe you just feel not good enough. And if you're a human being, if you are a living, breathing, walking person, you have had one of those thoughts before. I am a Christian life coach. And I still have those thoughts from time to time. And if anything, that should tell you how normal it is to have those emotions arise in your day. But what we're going to be talking about is how to overcome those thoughts. How do you overcome those thought cycles when they come up? Before we get into the exercise, I just want you to know it's normal to feel that way. That if you're looking around and oh my gosh, let's just talk about social media. Like, everything is a highlight reel on there, which we all already know that, but it can be so hard to see people, maybe they're living out their dreams, things they've fought for, have come to pass. But that's the thing, like you might be comparing where you're at in your journey to where somebody else is at without seeing all of the fortitude, all of the pain, all of the hardship that they overcame to get to where they are today. And all of us struggle. All of us have moments where we feel like we're not good enough, where we feel like maybe I can't do this. And so today, when I had that moment with writing in my journal, I was like, I just feel like a failure. I feel like a failure I did in that moment because my prayer time has just been slacking the last week. It just was not where I'd like it to be. And anytime I neglect that morning ritual that I have with God, and look, that is not a requirement, so I just want to say that. But whenever I get out of, I'm very much a routine person. I do very well on a schedule, on a routine. And whenever I get off that schedule, and, even just deeper than that, the point of prayer, the point of spending time with God, the point of reading the Bible is so that it would renew our minds, so that we can know the perfect will of God in our lives and that we would feel the peace of God in our life. And it's really hard to do that when we're not spending time with Him, when we're not praying, when we're not meditating on who He is, on His Word. And so this last week, I just hadn't been feeling well, my health. And so my prayer time was just slacking. And I got up today and I was like, I need to journal. I need to sit down, spend some time processing through how I'm feeling. So if you're in that place, I want you to do that. Don't run from it. If you're feeling that way, pause, stop, whether that's tonight or in the morning. I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, but pause, find space, find time, make time for yourself to process through how you're feeling, and don't just shove it down. We've talked about this before in previous episodes, and I'll link in the show notes or in the description down below about spiritual bypassing. But the last thing you want to do is just pretend like it's not there. Pretend like, oh, I'm not really feeling that way, and maybe we just try to cover it up with a verse or something like that. We have to acknowledge, like, hey, right now, I kind of feel like a failure. And so that's really step one in the exercise that I want you guys to do is make space, make time for yourself, sit down in a quiet room, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and you might even do that while you're watching this video, and you can pause in between each step. Then what I want you to do is acknowledge. So that's what we just said. Acknowledge those emotions. Acknowledge those feelings. Do not just push them down. What are those emotions? And dig deep between them. Again, I have other videos about how to process through our primary and secondary emotions, but disappointment, I can get to my emotions rather quick because I do this a lot, and I teach this. I work through it with my clients, but it could be, I'm feeling really sad. And well, maybe you don't really know why you're feeling sad. And so then it could be, well, I'm feeling sad because I'm disappointed in myself because I haven't been spending time with God, or I haven't been pursuing these dreams or goals that I have in my heart that I feel like, are from God. And so for me, the more you do it, the more quickly you'll get to that emotion that's that deeper down underneath the surface. And so it might take you a couple minutes. Pull up a feeling word list, look through them. So we have anger, sadness, there's a lot of other like hubs. And then inside of that hub, well, sad because of why? Disappointed. Or maybe I feel envious. Maybe I feel jealous. And so that's what I want you to spend time acknowledging. What is that deeper emotion that is hidden within you? Then what I want you to do is make a decision to come out of agreement with that lie, because that's exactly what it is. When you feel like you're not good enough, you're not going to be able to complete something, you'll never be able to do this, all of those things are lies. And do you want to know why? If you believe in God, if you believe that He puts desires on your heart, then you have to believe that He created you with everything that you need to see that come to pass. And not just that, because of course we need God to see these dreams come to pass, to see Him move mountains in our life. So it's a catch-22, right? Like, God's not going to call you to become this astronaut, mathematician if you're not naturally gifted in those areas. Like for me, that would make no sense. I would be like, I don't think you gave me those talents, so it's probably not from you. But whatever God has called you to, he's put in your heart everything that you need. But also, we partner with the Holy Spirit. We partner with God for wisdom in those things. And what is wisdom, which I really like, to get in beneath what is wisdom or what is discernment, and how do we discern what is God's will for our life or what is God doing in our life? Well, discernment is just good judgment and knowledge. And so when we partner with God, when we partner with His wisdom, His good judgment, knowledge, then we are able to understand that those things are lies. Those things that we've been speaking over ourselves, those negative thought patterns that we've been allowing to play over and over again in our mind, those are lies. And so that's what I want you to do. The second step, make the decision to come out of agreement with those lies. The third and final step for this exercise is to replace that lie with the truth. So what is the truth? For me, in that moment today, I had to sit there and say, you know what? And this is where the truth came in for me. The truth looked like, and it just, as soon as I started journaling, again, the more we do this, the more repetition you have, the easier and quicker you're going to be able to process through these things. It's like building a muscle. And so for me, as I was journaling through why I was disappointed in myself, why I was feeling like a failure, then I immediately, my internal dialogue, my subconscious mind jumped to, it's okay. It's okay. Just keep going. And that was the truth. It is okay. It is okay that I had a week where my health wasn't great and I didn't spend as much time with God as I'd like to. And because of that, I'm feeling a little cruddy today. It's okay. I believe that God gave me and is giving you grace and whatever that looks like for you in your life. And I know that He is so kind. He is so gentle. And the last thing He's doing is sitting up there in heaven, beating us up, pulling us apart, picking us apart for not doing good for a couple days. He knows we're human. He knows our frame. And this is a journey of learning and growing. And the main thing that I've realized about life is it's okay. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't give up. Don't stop. Don't let those negative thought patterns cripple you where you're at. Because the thing is, when I talk about the subconscious mind or thought patterns, it's Are we going to allow ourselves to hear God's voice in that moment, or are we going to allow ourselves to hear the accuser's voice? Because the accuser's voice is not going to tell me it's okay and to keep going. He's going to tell me it's too late for you. You're never going to be able to do this. You mean nothing. You're never going to accomplish this. You're not good enough. Those accusations are not from God. God does not call us that. He does not say those things about us. And so in those moments, I was able to A, acknowledge how I felt about myself. B, I was able to make the decision that I wasn't going to stay in that place. And then C, the truth came in that moment. I was able to partner with what God says, which, there's not a Bible verse that says it's okay, just keep going. But the heart of God, the character of God that we can see throughout the scriptures is of a God who says that he is merciful, he is gracious, that his kindness leads us to repentance. And so in that moment, I was like, you know what? It is okay. I had an off week, but this week's going to be better. This week's going to be really good. And I am going to prioritize spending time with God this week before I do anything else. And I'm just going to keep going. So that's in the past. Those thoughts of disappointment, acknowledging, that I wasn't feeling good enough in a certain area, that's now in the past. I've moved on from that. And I have now replaced that thought pattern with a new thought. And now I'm starting to rewire my subconscious mind to give myself more grace again in the future. Because here's the thing. What you believe internally in your subconscious mind, you will act out on in real life. And that is why it is important to God for us to take our thoughts captive, because he knows how unruly our thoughts can be and how much they can impact and influence the world around us and our decisions that we make. I mean, if you think about it, and there's so many studies that show this, if you think that you're not good enough and you're not smart enough, your subconscious mind, which holds all of your memories, all of the information, all of the things you've learned, is going to operate at the ability that you tell yourself. So if you tell yourself over and over again, I'm a really bad writer. I'm a really bad writer. I'm not that good of a writer. I'm okay. I'm all right of a writer, but Susie over here, she's a lot better than I am. I'm not very good at this. I'm not creative. I'm not as creative as they are. I don't think I can do this. Then you're going to operate. Your brain is going to believe that. Our subconscious mind does not know truth from a lie. It does not know whether or not that is actual fact or a falsity. And so the importance of being able to recognize those thoughts is going to impact how I act that out in my life. If I tell myself instead of those things, I tell myself, you know what? God created me with a unique ability to be able to share with people, his heart. God created me with a unique ability to be able to paint or make business plans. I don't know, whatever that is for you. But God created you with a unique fingerprint to do something beautiful within your life. And it looks so different from each person. And that is what is so beautiful about the Creator, that we are each uniquely, wonderfully made, and just a facet of who God is. And we get to express that in our lives, in the work we do, in our passions, in our hobbies. So all of that to say, I want you to get into the routine and the practice. This isn't going to change overnight. You're not going to have these thoughts come in and you're going to replace it and all of a sudden you're going to be doing so much better. This is a routine. This is a muscle. But what are you going to put your energy towards? Are you going to put your energy towards continuing to allow those negative thoughts to sink in, to frump around on the couch, to sit around and not do anything, to never accomplish those goals or dreams that you have? Are you going to put your energy towards that? Or are you going to put your energy towards acknowledging that those things that you have going on in your brain are a lie, and that you are going to make the effort to heal those thought patterns and to replace them with God's truth and his word? And I can guarantee you that will change your life. I don't say that I don't say that lightly. That's not something I would just tell you if it wasn't true. It changed my life, understanding this, understanding the way God created our minds to work, and putting this into practice. So, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Just keep going. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like or comment below. Tell me what you enjoyed about our little chat today. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I'll link my email on the screen down here so you can reach out to me for my services. But until next time, guys, I believe in you. You've got this. You're doing great. I'll see you soon.